When trading metal futures, a fundamental analyst will look at certain factors to help them determine where the price of these metals might move in the future. Two of the primary factors are investment demand and manufacturing demand. Many of the metals traded in the futures market are sought after for investment purposes and also for industrial applications. Therefore, the supply and demand of metal futures contracts will be influenced by those who are using these metals as speculative investment and those who are using the metal as an input in a manufacturing process. For example, gold is used as a speculative investment as well as used in the manufacturing of many goods, such as jewelry and electronics. Contrast that to copper, where investment demand is virtually non-existent, but the industrial demand is very high. A fundamental analyst in this case will look at the demand coming from the construction industry and not focus on copper use as an investment. Each type of metal may have different investment and industrial uses. Fundamental traders will look at a variety of supply and demand sources when building their trading models. They will then use this demand data to formulate opinions on the price of the futures contract. For example, assume the economy is growing rapidly and inflation is increasing. The demand for gold may increase as investors buy gold to hedge against inflation. Additionally, a growing economy could mean an increased demand for industrial gold as consumers buy more products. Let's look at it another way, this time with conflicting demand signals. In this case, assume the economy is contracting. Demand for gold as an investment is likely to increase, as investors may look to gold as a stable investment when equity markets show signs of weakness. At the same time, industrial demand may decrease, as consumers purchase fewer products in the weakening economy. When looking at the supply side of the metals market, we have a unique scenario where metals do not disappear after being used. Once metal is produced, it can be reused over and over. Therefore, the supply of metal can come from existing inventory as well as newly mined inventory. It is the availability of reusable material that tends to minimize the reliance of new metal production, which smooths out the supply cycle. Here are some of the main factors that affect demand for metals: GDP, inflation, and interest rates. These three factors can impact both industrial and investment demand for metals. Each class of metals may be impacted differently, and some metals, like gold, can be impacted by all three. It is up to the fundamental analyst to evaluate all of the factors and then decide how this may impact the futures contract price.